What if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan? Cell had Majin Buu's DNA as well, and Beerus was in fact looking for the legendary Super Saiyan instead of the Super Saiyan God this time. Goku transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan against Frieza. He killed Frieza and there was no need for future Trunks. Majin Buu appeared a decade earlier because of Goku's energy output, but he took care of him as well. Next is Cell. In this reality, Cell had Majin Buu's DNA and legendary Super Saiyan cells, if you can believe it. Beerus wakes up from his dream and comes to Earth to meet the legendary Super Saiyan. Both Goku and Cell are of course one-shot by Beerus. They then decide to train in the time chamber for 24 hours while Vegeta requests Beerus and Whis to make him stronger. Whis trains Vegeta for about 12 hours straight. When Goku and Cell come out of the time chamber, Beerus and Whis take them to planet Beerus. Vegeta also tags along. Once there, Cell versus Beerus round 2 happens, but of course he loses again. Following this battle, Beerus gives Cell an ultimatum. Will he choose to become his successor or perish for all eternity? Cell gives in and accepts becoming the Destroyer's successor. Next is Goku's turn. He fights Beerus and ends up forcing Beerus to use more and more of his strength. And that is where the previous part of what if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan ended. As for better or worse, this will be the finale, and I hope you guys are excited for this one. I know I've been keeping you waiting for a long time. Spark and Zero had just been taking over everything, but we are finally back with the end of what if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan. As Vegeta observes Goku versus Beerus round 2, his mind becomes silent and he starts seeing things for what they actually are. Whis notices this and makes a comment. That's right, Vegeta, don't try and run from this ego death. Become empty and you too will become strong. Meanwhile, Beerus tells Goku, your power is far more vicious than that other guy. Maybe I should have had you become my successor instead. Wait, if I become your successor, will I be able to challenge destroyers of other universes? Goku asks while attempting to land a kick on Beerus' shoulder. Never mind, I should have known better. Beerus grabs Goku's leg and slams him on the ground. As Goku crashes into the ground, a crater forms beneath him. He grits his teeth and gets up while experiencing yet another surge of raw power. You are now stronger than you were when we were fighting a few minutes ago, Goku says while flashing his aura. I could say the same about you, Saiyan. How do you keep getting stronger? Your growth is even faster than that other guy, Beerus says with an almost feral grin on his face. Goku launches himself at Beerus and starts throwing a barrage of punches and kicks, but instead of blocking, evading, or even countering, Beerus allows Goku to hit him. Goku's assault continues for one continuous minute before Beerus punches him in the gut. Goku bears it, pulls back his right hand, gathers energy, and launches as much raw power as he can directly at Beerus. A disgusting amount of raw energy explodes outwards from Goku's palm and envelops Beerus, but Goku can only watch as the raw energy starts evaporating instead almost immediately. Not bad, Goku, but as you can see, destruction can destroy even energy itself. I'm allowed to break the laws of physics, Beerus says while spinning a tiny sphere of destruction on his finger like a basketball. He then launches that tiny sphere at a nearby planet, and of course the planet is immediately erased, but the sphere is still there. It continues onward and keeps erasing more and more planets, even stars and black holes if you can believe it. Cell is bewildered while Vegeta continues observing. Goku grins and powers up even further. Come on, Saiyan, let's see who reaches their limit first, Beerus says. Goku disappears and reappears behind Beerus. He delivers a devastating kick aimed at Beerus' head, but Beerus ducks in time and retaliates with a swift elbow aimed at Goku's ribs. However, Goku grabs the elbow with his right hand. You're faster than before, Beerus says. And you're getting sloppier, Goku immediately replies and hits Beerus with another barrage of punches, but every single one of his punches is exponentially more precise and thorough than before. His speed since the beginning of this fight has increased by as much as 5 folds. Beerus also taps deeper into Ultra Ego and brings out a darker, much more intense aura. You look oddly comfortable, Saiyan. Let's see how you handle this, Beerus says while launching a sphere of destruction directly at Goku. Goku knows that this is serious because he has already seen what even a tiny sphere of destruction was able to do to those nearby planets. He takes a classic Kamehameha pose and waits until the sphere is at point blank range. Suddenly, Goku launches what can only be referred to as a dimension breaker Kamehameha as it rips through the fabric of dimensions and sucks the sphere of destruction somewhere else. Oh, that was quick thinking on Goku's part, Whis comments. I don't know, it was risky. I mean, what if that sphere erased both the other dimensions and Kakarot, Vegeta asks. That's a good question, but I'm sure even Goku knew that the sphere only saw him as the target. Don't worry, Lord Beerus will dispel it, Whis replies. The fight continues with Goku and Beerus in sort of a staring contest now, and the intensity of their glares is enough to strain the very fabric of the universe. You're not holding back, are you? Goku grins. Hearing this, Beerus laughs. That's right, Saiyan, congratulations. Right now, I'm using 100% of my power. Vegeta watches as they dash towards each other at incomprehensible speeds. Their fists meet each other and the impact disrupts the boundaries of the universe. Just like that, both of them are pulling into a rift and find themselves in a dimension of endless horizons. Their fight continues inside there, and both of them trade blows without a single regard for their surroundings. This continues on for the next 2 or so hours, but then something odd happens to Goku's power. What's wrong? Your energy has started pulsating weirdly, Beerus asks, but Goku doesn't respond. Instead, he lets out sort of a primal scream. Thanks to the legendary Super Saiyan, Goku was able to continuously grow, but the more he relied on that growth to match Beerus, the more his mind and body began to lose touch with that growth. Right now, Beerus watches as Goku's legendary Super Saiyan enters into a wrathful state. He launches himself at Beerus without any strategy whatsoever, but somehow manages to force Beerus to go on the defensive. Snap out of it, Goku, Beerus yells in his ear after grabbing his head, but it doesn't work. Seeing this, Beerus sighs. I see. I thought I had finally found a rival, but I guess it was too good to be true after all. You've lost sense of yourself, Goku. I hope you won't mind if I erase you right here, right now, Beerus says while raising his hand. Pure destructive energy in his palm, but just as he was about to use Hakai, Goku unleashes a diabolical roar from the depths of his soul. The sheer force of Goku's roar creates a shockwave that ripples through the dimension. Cracks appear all around them, and the boundaries between dimensions begin to fracture. The dimensions shatter, and the two of them find themselves above planet Beerus once again. Beerus turns his head around to take care of Goku, but it seems that there was no longer any need. Whis had already knocked Goku out. I didn't need your help, Whis, Beerus says. I'm actually from 3 minutes in the future, Whis replies. What? Beerus says, amused. Whis explains that when Beerus used Hakai on Goku, Goku roared once again. His roar stops Hakai and then disperses it. It spreads throughout time and space, which destroys the flow of the universe. Whis adds that the destruction was too much, and so he had no choice but to do a temporal do-over. That's crazy, Beerus comments. Yes, my lord, it seems even though Cell also shares the same cells, there's still something special about Son Goku. It's almost as if he has inherited primal nature himself, Whis says. Well, should we still get rid of him, Beerus asks? No, that would be unwise. Instead, allow me to teach him Ultra Instinct. If Goku manages to combine Ultra Instinct with this primal nature of his legendary Super Saiyan, he could become the strongest mortal in all 12 universes, Whis declares. Alright, I'll leave it to you, but for now, I feel like going back to Earth. What do you say, Beerus asks? Oh, don't worry, I brought your favorite yakisoba with me. It's right there on the table next to your chair, Whis says. Beerus smiles deviously and starts just going to town on that yakisoba. Whis lays Goku on the ground, with the Goku still unconscious. Kakarot, what kind of mutant are you? Vegeta asks out loud. I'm impressed at how much your observation was able to improve thanks to those 12 hours. If you'd like, I can continue training you, Whis. Whis asked Vegeta. Wait, what about me? What am I supposed to do as the Destroyer's successor, Cell asks. Beerus looks up from his food and says, I'll whip you into shape myself, Green Man. Green what? Cell asks. I told you that if you lose, you'll have to change your name to something else. Decide quickly or it'll be Green Man from here on out, Beerus declares, with Cell replying, you gotta be kidding me. Personally, I quite like the name Cell over Green Man, at least, Whis says. Yeah, but the name Cell kind of pisses me off, so if you don't like Green Man, suggest something else, Beerus asks Whis. Well, how about Genos? He's kind of made up of the genes of the strongest warriors, so Genos is fitting, Whis says. I like that. Alright, Green Man, you're Genos from now on, Beerus replies. But this is unfair, Mr. Destroyer. I've already agreed to your ultimatum. Why must you also punish me by taking my name? If it's gonna be like that, I'd rather you just erase me instead, Cell declares. Don't worry, the moment you officially succeed me, you'll get your name back, Genos, Beerus says. Meanwhile, Vegeta just keeps staring off into the sky. What's the matter? You didn't respond to my offer. Don't tell me you've already given up on becoming stronger, Vegeta, Whis asks. No, it's actually the opposite. Thanks to you, I was able to free myself of my own mind and limitation. Those 12 hours truly changed my life, Whis. I can see everything more clearly now, Vegeta says. And Whis asks? He was thoroughly curious now. I'm going on a journey, Vegeta declares. Whis, Beerus, and Cell are surprised by this answer, but nobody tries to change his mind. Vegeta asks Whis for a ship and leaves on a journey. Wait for me, Kakarot. By the time we see each other again, I will finally be your equal, Vegeta says out loud. For the next 8 months, Vegeta travels to different planets, meets many different kinds of people, and learns new techniques and abilities from them. During the 9th month, he comes across a portal to the Room of Spirit and Time on a random planet. Vegeta decides to stop his travels and train for a few days. For the first 24 hours, he masters all the new techniques he's learned. Then he does shadow image training for the next 5 days. It's already been 6 days, huh? Guess that's 6 years of my life, Vegeta says. He then recalls that the last time he went Super Saiyan was when he trained with Whis. Realizing this, Vegeta gets curious about how far he's come. He goes Super Saiyan, but immediately enters the next level and becomes a Super Saiyan 2. But Vegeta can tell that his body is already ready for another transformation. Though, interestingly enough, this version of Vegeta feels far too enlightened to ever try something as crude as Super Saiyan 3. Instead, Vegeta's latent aura triggers something completely different, something far more impressive than Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta would trigger the Limit Breaker. Since Vegeta's mind had given up on the concepts of limits, he was able to attain the Limit Breaker state. And he would achieve it while using Super Saiyan 2, and this would be Super Saiyan 2 Full Power Limit Breaker Vegeta. Vegeta would train while in this state for 2 more days and gets completely used to it. By the time he exits the time chamber, it's been around 8 days in the real world, but as far as the amount of time he spent training, well, that's coming out to around 8 years at this point. I'm gonna need a shave, Vegeta tells himself. He spends the next month hunting food on nearby planets so that he can restock the inventory of this particular Room of Spirit and Time, because in those 8 years, he ate all of the food that was in this chamber's massive storage room. Once he's done restocking the food, he resumes on his journey. Vegeta travels, and after 2 more months, he ends up on planet Yardrat. He spends a year there and masters the instant transmission technique. He uses this technique to visit Bulma and Trunks because it had already been 2 years since he left. Bulma was visibly upset at him for leaving without saying anything, and so she grounds him for 10 months at least. What do you mean I can't leave the planet, Bulma? Vegeta patiently asks. No, think about what you did. You left for 2 years and didn't even think about informing us. Enlightenment my ass, Bulma replies. I'm sorry, but come on. I have instant transmission now. I'll be back by dinner every day, I promise, Vegeta says. No, you're not leaving Earth for the next 10 months, Bulma states. Why 10 months though? Just curious what's with that number, Vegeta asks. You'll find out soon, Bulma replies. Vegeta spends the next 10 months on Earth. He meets Goten and Gohan and learns that Goku still hasn't returned since that day. This surprises Vegeta because he thought that Beerus and Whis would be making regular trips to Earth, and Goku would of course be accompanying them. He wonders what's going on, but ultimately decides to not think about it too much. He should be focusing on his own growth after all. On one of these days, Vegeta has a dream where he has his tail again. When he wakes up, he gathers the Dragon Balls and asks Shenron to regrow his tail for him. He thought that recovering his tail was the next step in his journey, and he was actually right. Vegeta trains in the hyperbolic time chamber a couple of times and discovers exactly how strong he's become. During the 9th month of this 10-month curfew, Vegeta's daughter Bulla is mysteriously born. He actually ends up staying on Earth for more than 10 months because he didn't feel right leaving Bulla and just going off on another journey, although 1 year after he returned to Earth, Vegeta finally resumes his travel. He bids farewell to his family and continues onward to the other side of the universe. Vegeta continues expanding his frame of reference by meeting and engaging with all sorts of different races. At one point, he even visits planet Vampa and meets Broly, though in this version of the story, Broly is not the legendary Super Saiyan. Although he was still born with a power level of 10,000, which is why King Vegeta sent him and his father Paragus away to planet Vampa anyway. Vegeta actually befriends Broly and apologizes to Paragus. He also uses some of the new techniques he had learned to make planet Vampa fertile and livable. He transforms it into a green, lush planet. Eventually, he would leave and continue onward though. Fast forward to the 5th year, and Vegeta acquires the ability to traverse through the boundaries of the universes. He already knows about the 12 universes, and so he simply uses the ability to enter Universe 6. Eventually, he stumbles upon planet Sadala and gets acquainted with the Saiyans here. Time continues to stack, and before you know it, it's been almost 7 years since the day Vegeta told Whis that he seeks to go out on his own journey, and he had become incomprehensibly stronger. But am I stronger than the legendary Super Saiyan? Vegeta asks himself. Sorry, that was a strange thing to ask, he says while shaking his head with a smile on his face. It's not like he doesn't care anymore, but if he asks himself questions like this, then that means he's already lost. He'll go back to the idea or the thought process of having limits. 2 months later, Goku realizes that it's been now exactly 7 years since he went berserk while fighting Beerus. Of course, it's also been 7 years since he last saw Vegeta. It's about time, Lord Beerus, Whis says. So the day has finally come, huh? I can't believe I'm this close to retirement, Beerus says. Well, technically, you'll have to serve as destroyer for another 10,000 years at least, but now you have a successor who can do your job for you, Whis replies. Exactly, I can just chill and let him handle it, and after 10,000 years, he'll take over for good. That's when I'll retire on Earth, Beerus laughs. Well, let's hope Earth is still around in another 10,000 years, Whis laughs. Beerus, Whis, Goku, and Cell then leave planet Beerus. Oh, by the way, Lord Beerus, where are we going, Goku asks. I can't believe you forgot. Today is the day we'll officially reveal Cell's status as my successor, Beerus says. The four of them eventually arrive at Zeno's palace. The representatives of the other 11 universes are also already there. The Grand Priest was the one who arranged this meeting, and his purpose was to disclose the current mortal level of each universe and to also warn them that if nothing changes in the next 100 years, they will be erased. After the boring stuff is over, Beerus excuses himself and introduces Cell as his successor to Zeno, the Grand Priest, as well as the authorities of the other universes. Everyone is shocked that Beerus, of all destroyers, was able to actually find a successor. Belmont then goes next and introduces Toppo as his successor. He then continues and asks the Grand Priest if it's possible to add a point to Universe 11's mortal level. The Grand Priest was intrigued by this request. You want me to add a point to your universe's mortal level, Belmont? That's an interesting proposition. Tell me what's so special about your universe that warrants such a bonus point. My universe has a warrior whose strength surpasses my own. I bet no other universe has produced a mortal of such high caliber, Belmont replies. Hearing this, Beerus could only smirk. Looks like we both have the same idea, Belmont. My universe has also produced such a mortal. In fact, I brought him with me today. This is Son Goku, a Saiyan, and I promise you, he's not only stronger than me, he's the strongest mortal in all 12 universes, Beerus declares. Wow, thank you, Lord Beerus. I didn't know you thought so highly of me, Goku says. You guys do realize that mortal level has nothing to do with the strength of a single individual, the Destroyer of Universe 1 comments. The Destroyers of the other universes agree, but then Zeno speaks up. It sounds interesting enough. I'll allow it. Whichever universe can prove that they have the strongest mortal will be exempt from the penalty, Zeno declares. All of the universes with low mortal levels summon their strongest mortals, with Universe 11 summoning Jiren, Universe 6 summoning Hit, and Universe 7, of course, producing Goku, who was the legendary Super Saiyan and had also the ability to use Ultra Instinct now. A battle royale takes place between the strongest individuals of each universe, and eventually Goku is the only one still left standing. Universe 7 was now exempt from the low mortal level penalty, but as Goku is leaving the ring with a disappointed expression on his face, he hears a familiar voice. Where are you going, Kakarot? Everyone was stunned as someone appears in the middle of the ring. It was Vegeta. He was in Universe 12 when he learned about this battle royale. He used his instant transmission to find Goku's key and teleported straight to the center of the ring. Wow, no way, Goku says. Yes, now come on. I know it's been a while, but you're not done, are you? Vegeta says while powering up. I'm never done, Vegeta. You came at the perfect time, Goku declares as he unleashes the power of the legendary Super Saiyan form. Vegeta responds by transforming into Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 4 full power limit breaker, and then finally, Vegeta would reveal his latest transformation, Super Saiyan 5. Goku may have been the legendary Super Saiyan, but Vegeta was able to harness the Saiyan heritage to the extent that no one in multiversal history had ever done before. And just like that, the final battle to decide the strongest mortal in existence begins. It was a battle between two Saiyans, and right now, just like how it had always been, it was between Goku and Vegeta.